my hood, on my block, yeah. On my, I won't stop, yeah. Play with me,
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. It's officially winning time in the NFL. In today's wildcard matchup, victory is the only option for these two teams. It's the Raiders going up against the Jaguars.
Well, Larry, with a side of fans splashing in pools behind the end zone, we can only be in one place. That's Everbank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On 1st and 10, Watson. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Here we go.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. They'll run for the first time with Jeremy Langford. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. And the D looking like they may blitz. In motion now is Lee. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. Looking long for Westbrook. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 52 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. In motion left, the tight end. They'll look to run with Langford. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Now that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
In motion now is Lee. Tannehill. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So put 3 on the board, but from inside the 5. And I know we use this phrase a lot, but that's a big-time win for the defense.
It sure is. You've got the short field behind you, so you can afford to turn up the pressure. And that was a nice sequence there to keep them out of the end zone.
This will be taken very short. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect. Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't, because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you're facing an intentional grounding call.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And now out come the Jags. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a 1st down yet.
That means they have to change up what they're doing. And for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
They'll run with Langford to begin the drive. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. We haven't seen much from him running the football here this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you've got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. Completes it to Lee. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up the block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
This is Langford on 1st and 10. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
2nd down following the run. They keep it on the ground with Langford. They find some open field here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick, and shifty. Can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
The tight end in motion right. Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson of the carry. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the two defensive tackles in a four-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business. The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Langford again. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. In motion now is Lee. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Now he's flushed out left. And this is going to be incomplete. No, Ryan Tannehill slow to get up here. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And he has got it. From 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. In motion now is Lee. on the counter. Langford. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. In motion now is Lee. 10th carry now for Jeremy Langford. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Jeremy Langford from 17 yards out. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. On first down, Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. 2nd down following the incompletion. To throw is Watson. Going to throw again. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Cooper, the man in motion right. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Cooper will come in motion right. From the gun on 3rd, Watson fighting through pressure, wiggles free, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They go play action here on first down. Bruce Irvin from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lee. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So on fourth down, here's Brad Nortman on to punt it away. Back deep is DeAnthony Thomas. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle.
Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. This is Thomas. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Now Watson. Flushed out right. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Well, 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
So 1:55 to go in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. In motion now is Lee. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hogan looking long for Westbrook. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Raiders. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Yannick Ngakoue from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. On 2nd down, here's Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 42. A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards. Now a first down throw. Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders get a score closer. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
On first down, Hogan. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. No. Check. Patriot. Hurry up, here we go. Green 30. Over. No. Check. Patriot. All right, now, Lucky 56.
The final shot before break. Hogan. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. All right, we've got some happy trigger fingers ready to see who's going to survive this wild card game as we get you back to quarter three. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number three. Now D.D. Westbrook to return. And some space here. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
It's going to be Langford to try and run. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. He's going to rifle, and that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Now, he's got their only touchdown. This offense struggling. They target him again.
Everyone is looking for the hot hand, and sometimes you just don't have it. Maybe it's just lukewarm. But you go to that guy and try and turn it hot. Try and get things going. Find a way to get everything kick-started. As you noted, he has the only touchdown, so he's had the most success in the game thus far.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Buying time to his left. A bullet throw, but incomplete. On now is the field goal team. Here's the Raiders. Will try for 3. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off that lead.
And now you put the pressure on your defense, who didn't particularly play all that well in the first half. But they're going to need to step it up here and make some plays if these guys are going to have any chance.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Here comes the D swarming to the line.
Hurry up, here we go. Back there, here we go now. Blue, landed. Gone. Over.
In motion now is Lee. Throwing on first down. Hogan. And this is caught. Mercedes Lewis with a grab. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
Check, Patriot. Back there, Philly, here we go.
On second down, Langford. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room that time. Getting it to about the 46. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
No.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Back 99, Philly, here we go. Hot.
In motion now is Lee. To throw on 2nd down. Hogan. And a reception made by Dante Moncrief. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Set. B-19. Leopard. Leopard. Let's go. B-19. B-19.
In motion now is Lee. They'll run it now out of the gun. Finding room to the 20 and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Watch it now, boys. Gun. Detroit.
In motion now is Lee. Back to the ground, this time Langford. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Jeremy Langford, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Here we go.
And the back goes into motion. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Raiders on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Brand 38. Let's round.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
So the defense forces a 3 and out, but they got some help along the way. They threw it on 1st down, and when they were unsuccessful, it became 2nd and long. Didn't get it again on another pass. Went 3rd and long, and they almost had to put it in the air. They may want to rethink some strategy going forward.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. And he motions the wide receiver. They are going for it. Here's Watson. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down. In motion, a new one. Now it's Watson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them away.
Watson now to throw on 2nd down. And the pressure gets to him again. Talman Smith in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Here we go! Ohio!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Here we go! Ohio! Ohio!
Here's Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught at the 25. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Watson. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Dorial Green-Beckham, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Ball spotted at the 4. It's 2nd and goal. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Marshawn Lynch taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. Back to throw, Watson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working. That means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. In motion now is Lee. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Hogan. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him for a loss of a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Now let's go. Watch it now, Barney. Now let's go. 3-19.
In motion now is Lee.
No. Check. Patriot.
To throw on 3rd down. Hogan. Throw left side complete. It's Lee. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Watson now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper, and it's second down.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. To throw is Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Throwing on third down, Watson. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Here's Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you've got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way. But I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. Looking to throw. Watson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there. Hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Let's go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 41. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Well, now they'll try the end around. Room here to run. The 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is now 24. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a big now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. 10 yards still left on second down. Throwing again is Watson. He's going to let it fly. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. The Raiders on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 20 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for an Oakland first down. To the air yet again, Watson. He's going to let it fly. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Hank's almost going to get into QB1-0 when he gets to the sideline. Already thrown an interception. That one should have been picked. Look, let's just be honest about it. That would be the second person in his ear because he's hearing it in the huddle right now.
Not the start to the game he wanted. Like you said, the pick on the opening drive, second drive, not much better. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. Faking the give. Now Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. I'll call it luck or skill. Whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit.
Let's go. Green 39.
Langford again. Busy man this afternoon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Try to lay one up deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu.